Today we will be talking about the role of virtual teams in project management. My name is Ellie Humphreys and I will be discussing with you the many pros and cons that come from managing a virtual project. What is a virtual team? According to Virtual Team Concepts and Projects by the Project Management Institute, a project team is a group of people who work together, such as coworkers, project team members, stakeholders, and project managers who are geographically located around the world, and they work together to complete tasks by using communication technologies and web-based techniques that are most likely implemented by the internet and other virtual resources. What is a virtual team member? A virtual team member is an individual who works from home or in a fixed location at a small home office. They are self-managing and they require minimal to no traveling. Therefore, they are cost-effective. They also require a certain amount of talent and they are experts in what they do. They're in various locations around the world, and they participate in electronically virtual environments. Therefore, they also have a great global reach. What is the role of a virtual team in a project? They complete tasks collaboratively with geographically dispersed coworkers or stakeholders. They work among many time zones, cultural differences, language barriers, and other challenges that they must overcome in order to implement a successful project. Because of the many different conflicts and differences that they acquire, they have to build trust with team members. They also meet in person throughout different life cycles, stages throughout the project, depending on when, but usually this is kept very minimal. A few other roles are the different team dynamics that they must create, as well as the non-work related events. It's important that we allow project team members and managers to have leisure time as well, so they are not overstressed out with the amount of heavy workload. When being an individual project manager in a home, there's many workloads and heavy tasks that are put on you. Therefore, it's important that we also have these non-work related events that go on throughout the team. It's important we reward team members and also motivate them to have fun. It's important we communicate all the time and we initiate and complete successful projects overall. According to Managing a Virtual Project Team by Project Management Times, there are a few steps we can take to successfully have an effective virtual project team. We manage goals, we manage communications, make sure we keep team members and stakeholders motivated, we measure our effectiveness throughout the project, and make sure we're implementing virtual tools and collaboration tools. Overall, it's important that we manage each other and make sure we're all communicating and on the same level. We have to keep each other motivated and wanting to push forward to continue the project and make sure we are doing a successful job along the way. According to Virtual Project Manager article by Mike Rolfs, there are some steps we can take in forming a virtual project. Number 1, partner selection. Number 2, project manager team building. Number 3, stakeholder team building. Number 4, project implementation. And number 5, project completion, which overall is project success. We implement these many steps in order to work together and learn how to team build so we can have a successful project geographically. Sometimes it's hard when we're all located in different areas because we cannot meet face to face. That is why it is so important that we build up our team beforehand and then we can acquire a successful project, hopefully, in the end. There are many pros when working on a virtual project. A virtual project is cost effective. It also has flexible hours and resources, and you are able to schedule your own hours and leisure time as liked, depending on the project. Virtual projects are also geographically dispersed, and you are working with many individuals. The time and speed of project completion is usually quicker than normal when doing a project that's not virtual. We have the ability to share information, we have competitive advantages, as well as a great ability to build customer relationships. We have a talented workforce, and we are very dynamic since we are located throughout the world when implementing and initiating these projects and overall completing them. As you can see, there are more cons than pros when dealing with virtual projects. This is due to the challenge that comes from managing a virtual team. Overall, there's ineffective communication due to the lack of face-to-face communication. There's loss of vision and goals. There's heavy workloads, which create less leisure time, which often makes project managers and other team members very upset and unwilling and wanting to complete their work. Online security is not always intact and performing properly, which can create a hazard. We have different time zones, language barriers, and cultural differences, which can also become a problem, and that's why it is important project managers and team members make sure they take this into account. We have a lack of face-to-face communication, as stated before, a lack of quality control, and an individual must be mentally and psychologically fit for this job because they are responsible to work on their own individually out of their own home office. They must have web-based and technological skills, or else they will not be able to use the different virtual softwares and internet-based systems that are needed. How may a virtual team communicate effectively? Many times we communicate virtually over telephone, email, online, conferences, instant messenger, online tools such as Skype, FaceTime, webinars, fax, or shared applications such as Google Drive, which allows us to share documents. There's also site visits sometimes throughout the project life cycle, which are usually implemented in the beginning or end of the project when it is important to meet. We can also write letters too. Managing a virtual project team has some similarities to managing a normal team. We have a project kickoff meeting. We must build trust and bond between team members and make sure we get along and can work collaboratively before implementing the project. In a virtual team, it's important to create a buddy system and have a team member that you can contact when needing help, someone that you can usually rely on, and maybe they are closer geographically to you than most team members. We can meet face-to-face sometimes. We use short tasks because they're easier to track and report. We make sure our workload and responsibilities are all scheduled and we know what is going on at all times. We motivate our other team members, we communicate hours, we create a home office that is appealing to us and will help us stay on track, and we report project statuses weekly. Overall, we have to be dedicated, disciplined, and motivated. Overall, virtual projects are challenging, but they are up and coming and making an impact on project management. It is important that we understand the different roles in virtual project teams and what project managers and team members can do to always stay on task and to communicate and to be able to work in these virtual projects. Maybe they will undergo some training or other technical classes that will help them become good at managing a virtual team and understanding how to overall complete a project virtually. Thank you for watching.